Greetings and welcome. In the previous video I showed you how you can sew the Spy's jacket. And now it's time to sew the waistcoat and the pants, which finally brings this trilogy to an end. And with the wisdom bestowed upon me by the wise coach Frankie, we can finally finish this project. Without further ado, let's get started. This is the in-game model. And if you've ever looked closely, you'll notice that the spy suit is weird. Very weird. Here's a quick recap of all the different things we noted last time.
No pockets, no buttons, and probably no seam lines since it's just a video game model. A singular piece instead of separate. A short lapel disguising as a notch lapel. Low rounded off small tail with slit. The cuffs themselves are kept very plain. The rest appears to be some asymmetrical strange piece. This is a zipper with laundry protection. Pants also won't feature any visible pockets or waistband. The hem of the pants flared.
Now with this recap over, I want us to focus on the waistcoat and the pants. The waistcoat specifically. During my research I realized that the majority of official Team Fortress art doesn't even depict the vest. I can only name a handful of exceptions where the spy's waistcoat is actually depicted. There's the class portrait, of course, which are directly based off the model. There are a couple of fringe cases where the vest is actually depicted in the comics. This one from the Bombonomicon comic even depicts the waistcoat in full. However, if we compare it to the model, it's still wrong, among other details. And then there's of course the concept art. And if we zoom in closer to the second one, we may notice something. Buttons. Actual buttons. All this research has led me to a conclusion. The spy's waistcoat might actually be a leftover from the concept art that was never properly addressed. It wouldn't be the first time that Valve let something like this slip by. But that's just a theory. A game theory. There are of course fan models and artwork that try to depict the vest. Like this model for example. On that note, shout out to Tortured Chicken for making the only other spy cosplay that tries to address the same issue. I also found these two illustrations that show how the vest might possibly look like. For our project we'll base the vest off the second one. There are also no visible pockets in the pants, however I'll just assume that the pants go up to his natural waist and are hidden beneath the jacket flaps. With that established we can move on to the pattern. Repeat after me. Where there's a pattern, if you can't find the exact pattern, alter an existing one to suit your needs. So just get a pattern that is close enough. Then, using glue and spare paper, extend the front of the vest. We make our test waistcoat out of a cheap fabric that we don't mind losing. This way we have this overly long vest that we can slowly chip away until we get the desired shape. As for the pants, widen the hem so they flare out. Extend the waistband to your natural waist so you can add pockets that are hidden under the jacket flap. Trust me, this is gonna make your life so much more convenient. The pants only need lining for the pockets and nothing more. Now back to the waistcoat. This will be our main pattern. The lining, in this case, unlike the jacket, is exactly the same, so we don't need to make any significant changes. The only thing to consider for the lining pattern is that if you want a facing on the front, then you need to separate the lining pattern. And you may also cut out the back pattern out of lining if you want to have a lining back. When you're cutting into the main fabric, you'll want to make sure that the lines meet each other. The wiener knot or body seam doesn't make it completely possible, so just try to get it as close as you can and try to keep it symmetrical. Now we interface the front so that it can better withstand the stress. While this isn't entirely necessary, I also recommend interfacing these edges with a shaping band. This makes them a lot more robust. Interface the edge of the pocket and an interfacing waistband. And again, when you're cutting out the pants, pay special attention to the lines so that they meet each other at the seam. I'll be frank with you, it's very tedious, but we NG mains are used to the work. With your patterns cut out, mark these details with a temporary tack stitch. Now begins the fun part. We can start sewing the waistcoat and the pants. Let's start with the waistcoat. First, we close any darts or body seams. Then we connect the side seams. Do the same for the lining. But for the lining, watch out. You want to leave a temporary stitch the size of your hand in the lining bag, so we can later turn the vest inside out. Any of your edges have a strong round shape. You want to cut into the seam allowance. Any other seam allowance you should also iron flat. This would also be the time to sew in any pockets if your pattern had any. You'll end up with this sort of butterfly. Stack the main and lining butterfly atop each other and connect the hem and side seams. But make sure to leave some space at the shoulders, like in this picture. Now we can close the shoulders by holding the edges to each other like this and closing them. After we've closed the shoulders, we can connect the remaining armholes using the hole in the lining as well. You are left with only the opening in the lining, which you can close by hand. And after that, we can add the buttons and the buttonholes, which we should have marked. Finish up with some ironing, and then you did it. The waistcoat is done.
That hair wasn't getting any lighter.
It was hard work, but now that we are done, we can breathe a sigh of relief. But don't get too comfortable, because now we're tackling the pant. Hey! Come on, I just... What? How did you even get here? Huh? Wait, I was just... Okay, that's fair. Come on, I'm just trying to... No! Okay, listen, you just... Where's my team? Just let me... Fuck! Why is he at our spawn? It's not even fair. No! Stop! Okay, now I've got you. What? Damn it! Now... What? How? I can't do this anymore. I'm done. It's finished. It's over. Take your waistcoat and your jacket and your mask and get out. You want your pants? You want to know how many pants? Too bad, because I'm not telling it to you. Walk on your underwear for all I care. From now on, we are enemies. Go hang.
Preposterous! I did all I could. No! We are spies! We are not most men. We have the resources, the will, to make these hours count. Revenge is sweet! Clock is ticking, gentlemen. Let's begin. Of course! Magnificent!
I will kill any man who tries to take this from me. Sentry just ahead.
Yes! Let us move! Move these machines up! Move! Let us move these things up!
Gotta move that gear out.
You fight! Yes.
I am this guy.
Our influence grows! Tough and great! This was an We are you imbecile! We've got to stop that, Scout!
It's happening. Oh God, it's happening.
Sweet! I have a posse! Let us proceed! Move these machines up! Let us move after you! Proceed! Move these things up! Shall we? Move these things up! Toss every...
How am I supposed to fit 6 tanks in here with all this crap lying around? What? Don't give me that lip. I got a whole tank wards planned up, and I need this space clear.
Yo, incoming! Little help?
What is it?
Spy!
Soldier, you handle this. NG Scout, get
Gotta
reinforcements.
move that gear up.
Yeah! No!
Let's settle this like gentlemen! No! Come on! Stop that!
My God.
Let's go!
If God had wanted to live, he would not have created me.
I spare no expense on your shoulders.
Yes!
Not bad.
Excellent!
Don't you dare! You thought you could come here and steal my— Wait, I'm not done yet!
What a disaster! Very nice. Day's work, naturally.
We're both victims here.
Doctor!
Where am I? What happened? Where is everybody? Oh.